Okay, as promised, I told y'all that I'm gonna show y'all how to work this Option Signal app. Um, Before I get started, a little disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to pick, how to pick. Um, it's up to you to do your own research. And this is investment, like every other investment. You got the opportunity to make money and lose money. Um, and it ain't that serious, so I'm not gonna get more in detail about the disclaimers and all that. Y'all should know common sense. This is something that I've used. I've taught one of my homeboys to use, and he was happy that I came up to Chicago on a trip one day and just ran into him. And how he got interested is because I said, "Man, I be trading options, bro, and I bought a fur coat. I went on a couple of trips, all paid for by the option plays I be doing." And when I first started out with options, I was just like y'all. I didn't know really much about them, and I didn't have time to sit and study charts. Now I'm on another level. I can do this on my own without this app, but this app is 100% legit. You can make some money on this if you follow everything that's sent to you. It's a signal. Like, this app is for beginners and people who know what they're doing, but still don't have the time to sit in front of a computer or a laptop all day watching the market and stuff like that. Actually getting a cheat sheet, like a play call. All you gotta do is follow the script. But first things first, let's go to your Apple store or wherever you go and get your stuff. I got uh Android. So I go to my Google Play or your Apple store. You hit that magnifying glass search. You go up here and you type in what you want to look for. So it's Option Signal. I already had it up. There it is at top, Option Signals. It looks like that first one with the little stock market rocket going up. The one under it is almost the same. It's basically the same. It's going to be the same. So it's just, I guess, a different version of it or whatever, but it's pretty much the same. I already got it on my phone, and that was the screen you first seen. So when you download it and everything, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look like, and I didn't buy it. I didn't repurchase it, but it's $300 a month. See, if I hit get premium, you can, no, not $300 a month. Sorry. It's $300 a year. It's $50 a month. So you saving a hell of a lot of money to just go ahead and buy it the whole year. And I guarantee, well, it's investment, so don't take a guarantee, but I promise you're gonna make your money back within the first trade or the first few trades you do. Like, I was hesitant at first. I'm like, man, I'm not paying no $300 for nothing that might work, might not work. But man, I'm telling you, one day I had a Tesla call, and like, the market opens up at 9:30 a.m. That's a good note to take. And it closes every day at 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, except for federal holidays. It's like a bank. So the stock market is open Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 4 p.m. And that's when that's when the world is making money. Why shouldn't you be? You should be in the game. This is for people who got like a job and thinking about getting a second job. I'm telling you, man, I've made $1,500 in one day. I've made $5,300 in 30 minutes of the market being open. I've made seven, like my first thing that I made, I think ever, was around like maybe $300. I was sitting in a dump truck on a work site, and I just looked at this Option Signal app and took his advice, and like that later that day, I was up. You know what I mean? So I get back to it. You can buy it, or you can use the free version. This is the free version. It says subscribe to unlock. If y'all want to just test it out for free, you know what I mean? You can just, but I think the only thing is you get the signals a little later. I'm not quite sure, but you get them, but you can't see all of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, all these say it's closed, but okay. At the bottom, you see at the very bottom it says scalps, swings, and leaps. right? A scalp is a day trade. If you want to be a day trader, if you want to get in and get out instantly within like that day or the first couple of seconds, the first couple of minutes of the market being open or whatever, it's just going to be that day. Swings is you can have day trade. This is the swing screen. You can have the day trade, the basically a swing. You can go between a day trade and leaps, so it's right in the middle. So it's a swing. You can have it for a couple of days, you can have it for a day, you can have it for a month, you can have it for a couple of months. You know what I mean? It just all depends on what signal it shoots out to you, or how you want to trade. Scalps, you got to be on your phone 24/7 when that market is open from 9:30 to 4 p.m. So you got to really be on it, but you can make a lot of money on that scalp because it's betting on the market gapping up or gapping down. Leaps is just I'm gonna show you everything. It'll make more sense. Leaps is you going into the future. It's a year out. It's maybe 6 months to a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. It's years out. Leaps is for people who want to sit some money, park it, and go. They ain't looking at the market every day. They're not even looking every week. You know what I mean? They're more pricier though. It's more money to pay for these leaps than the other two. But it's a stronger, more safer type of option that you can have because you all options is time value. You know what I mean? It's intrinsic value over time. And the longer you can have an option, the better your chances is making money. The riskier, like the scalp, you got a good chance of making a hell of a lot of money, but you also got a chance of losing your money. But it all can happen very quickly. If you're not one of those type of players, or not, I wouldn't say players, but if you're not one of those type of option investors, then I wouldn't do that. You know, you really got to just be on it. But it gives the signals when to get in, when to get out. So my thing personally, live flow, I really don't mess with, but it just tells you about what the flow is on some type of stock. Is it calls? Is it puts? Is it sweeping? Is it whatever? You know what I mean? You got to look those definitions up. For a beginner like you, I wouldn't even worry about this because I've really never looked at it. You know what I mean? I don't take the time to look at this stuff. But let's go to swings. Okay. I'm just going to start with the first thing first. We ain't gonna mess around. We just gonna look at the first thing. Um, the first thing you want to see is where it says this first company got the U. It's called Unity Software. You'll type in the U on a different app on your trading platform. That'll bring up this company. We'll get into that later. But to the right, where it got the date, that's when that option came out. That's when the signal came out on August the 12th of this year, 2025. And that's the first thing you got to know when that option came out, because that's very important on these prices. So let me get back to it. The U is the company name, the ticker symbol that you would want to type in on like a Robinhood or Fidelity or TD, whatever you're going to use. I would prefer you use Robinhood. I'm going to show you how to use that too. The 37 is the dollar. It's called the strike price. That's what you're going to look for when you go and pick this option. You're going to look for Unity Software. You're going to type in the U. You're going to start with you're going to look for a 37. The C stands for call. Sometimes it'll be a P there for put. A call is you wanting the stock to appreciate in value. You want it to go up in real life. That's how you're going to make your money. And the P is, if you ever see a P on here, that's the put. You are betting on it or hoping that the stock actually goes down in value. You know what I mean? The date is the date you're going to look for for the expiration of this option. 9 times out of 10, you do not want it to get to that date, but that's the date you got for it to expire. You can see it's a whole month from when that signal is given to you on August the 12th. It's saying September 19th. Look for it, right? Okay. I'm slowing it down. So when you go into Robinhood, you're going to type in whatever ticker symbol you see The dollar amount, which is the strike price, is going to give you the chance to see a call or a put, and the options expiration date, where that date means it's going to be worthless if it gets to that date. You know what I mean? So you don't want to wait to that date. So the buy target is very important. That's the dollar that the signal gives you. This app, it gives you on where to get in on this option trade. Now in options 101 is you buy an option you buy an option, and each option has 100 contracts with it. So you would take that $2.38 and times it by 100. That's how much this option cost. For the lamest terms, to keep it simple, all you're going to do is move that decimal all the way to the right. That's the price you're going to pay, $238 to get into this option call that you want, right? Okay, right below it says stop loss. That's what you want when it starts going up or whatever. That's what you want to get out. If everything starts going like maybe to the left or whatever, it changes. That wasn't the original stop loss. I guarantee it, because it's higher than the buy target. But it's usually all the time lower than that buy target, because you don't want to lose all that $238 or whatever money you spent on it. You don't want to lose the whole thing. So it'll get you out maybe a couple of percentages down, maybe 10%, 15, 20% of that 238 or whatever buy target signal it gives you, right? So that's like a safety net, that stop loss is. Okay. Don't worry about the estimated gain, because that's going to change. Right now, it's telling you if you was in that option play right there, you are up 68.1%. So you're winning big on it. The sell target one is whenever you feel comfortable, you want to take your money and get out, you've made a few dollars. You remember you bought it at $238 for the buy target. That sell target right now, that first one to get out was $2.74, basically $274. So you pretty much made almost $40 right there. And then sell target number two, if you still want to ride it and keep going, you can get out right under $300, $298. That's $60 that you would have made if you reached the sell target two for that one option. Now, you can buy as many contracts as you want. So if you want to buy 2 or 3 of these, it's 238 times 2 or 3. That's how much money you're going to spend on your trading platform to get this option. You can buy 3 contracts, and each sell target, you just times it by 3. You know what I mean? You would have made $180, right? If you reached the sell target number 2. Instead of $60, you would have made $180 just by having 3 contracts. And sell target number 3, it ain't got there yet, but it's probably still going in that direction. You know what I mean? To $4, $400 is what the contract that you bought is now worth. You remember you bought it at 238, so that'd be your profit. You know what I mean? It said, and you see the status right under all that. It says status book profits at $333 and riding runners. That means right now, when the market closed Friday, it was trading at $333 for what you bought for $238. You basically would have made $100 almost just by having one contract. Now remember, when I said you had maybe 2 or 3, maybe 5 contracts, if you got some money, that's the money, that $238, that's what you're going to risk losing. If everything goes to hell, if everything goes to crap, you are going to lose $238, right? If you buy one contract. Now say you buy 5. That's how many you can lose if it goes all to hell and you get out or whatever. So you just got to be leery on how much you want to spend and stuff like that, right? And all the stuff under that reasoning is a bullet sweep. Last price is saying last price when that market closed was that contract was worth $345. When the market closed at 4 p.m. Friday, that contract was worth $345. So that's $105, $6 worth of you having. And look, it says day high and low. that same contract got up to $390 a contract. So it almost reached that sell target number 4, right? And the low it got to was 315. You still winning. You remember you only spent $238. And the other stuff you really ain't got to worry about. The volume, the open interest. It says VOL-OI. That's what I'm looking at. 98 compared to 3388. That means it's a lot of eyes, open interest on that option contract right there. And 98 contracts is being sold. People's holding them, but a lot of people's watching them. You know what I mean? And you see the quote time right under that. It was August 15th at 3:59 p.m. I told you the market closed at 4 p.m. All trading stops after that. And right now, unrealized gains, you would be up 44%, almost 45% right now. You know what I mean? And okay, say I open it up. It just shows you, you know what I mean, what the actual chart looks like. And you can, that 1D is 1 day, that 5D is 5 days, that's a week, that 1M is 1 month, and so on and so forth. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. So if I like to look at when I'm in swings, I like to hit the 3-month mark because I can go back and look. This chart is called a line graph. It's more for beginners, but I'm gonna show you a quick little way how you can learn if you are going to, like, if the stock is in a good position for you to make money, right? Okay, look at the far left. You see that little W right there? I call that a winning warrior. That means it went down, went back up, went down, and on that last leg of the W, it went up. So when you see W's or W about to form, that means you got a big potential to make a lot of money. You see that next one, it's a V. Right after that W, it looks like a little V or a check mark. I call that victory. You know what I mean? It's corny, I know, but that's how I look at it. Then you start seeing it going sideways. This is 3 months, right? It ain't showing you the dates. That's what's gonna be on your trading platform when you open it up and you can actually see like the months and whatever, the day or whatever, and you can just see it like that. I'm gonna change the graph a little bit. This is called, I went from a line graph to a candlestick, right? You don't gotta learn candles. This is nothing you gotta learn. This is just something that is called technical analysis. The reds means it went down. That's what you want to see if you had a put. But we looking at calls. So you want to look, you see the greens? It's more in the uptrend. It started low on the left-hand side. And when you follow the chart, going all the way from left to right, you see it got higher. So it's just telling you that the stock itself is moving up and is moved in the last 3 months, 79%. That's big. That means it's strong going up. You know what I mean? It's a strong little company. That's why I gave you the option signal. It's telling you, man, get in this play right here. Get in this play. You know, and if I scroll down, another thing I look at, I kind of ignore all this other stuff that I just scrolled past. It's not irrelevant, but you don't need none of this to use this app. But the other thing I look at is that earnings. Earnings is in 82 days, November 6th. So usually a company that's going strong up, and you can also scroll down and see what actually the company is about. You can read all this and it'll tell you what the company actually does. It looked like it is used to build, ship, and run real-time 2D and 3D content, stuff like that. You know what I mean? It'll tell you where it's made at, is where it's located, where it's based. It just gives you the, you know, the backstory of the company and be like, okay, it's in a sector that I want to, you know, invest in anyway, whatever, you know. And but November 6th is its earnings date. Well, it gave you 4 months, 3 or 4 months in advance this option signal. And it can, I've seen stuff start at that 238 and run up to 1,600 a contract. You know what I mean? I'm not lying. That's how you can make some big money. I'm gonna scroll down just to see if I can see something like that. See, I got to subscribe to unlock some of this stuff. Let me go to scalps. Scalps is the same way you read it. It just closed because it's, like I said, it's in and out. The swing If it don't say close, that means this option signal app is still having you in it. It's still telling you to be in it. You know what I mean? But when it says close, like on this scalp day trading, it's already gave you the signal on August 13th, and it probably closed the same day. And it looked like it told you to buy it at $335, remember? And your first exit was at $385. Your second exit was $475. So you already made $140 right there. And then it went down a little bit when your third exit. It just tell you to get out. All right, it tanked off a little bit, get on out. If you stayed for all three, you roughly make, so it's good to have probably like 3 contracts so you can keep selling. All right, I'm gonna sell the first contract at $385. Then I'm gonna sell the second one when it gets to $475. Then if it keep running, I still got one on the board. But if it start pulling back, I can just get out when the option signal tells me to get out, and you still up. You know what I mean? Full profits. It's telling you it booked. So yeah, I haven't seen like the magical ones where you buy. See, somebody look Netflix. Look at that. That's $4,872 for one contract, and it got up to $6,000, right? And then it pulled back a little bit. You lost money if you stayed in the third exit. But that's what I'm saying. This is a big boys league. Some of them's cheap, like that one. That's under $200. Some of them you can get for $99. You know what I mean? Some of them you can get for $99. But some of them are expensive, like that. That Citigroup, that was $47. So if you had like $200, $300 to play with, I would have bought a couple of contracts. And it looked like it got up almost to $60 a contract. You know what I mean? You could have made some money right there. Some money is good money. You know what I mean? It's good, you know, as long as you ain't losing, you're going to be happy. That one right there, you lost. Apple, it says a negative 36%, you lost. You see, it told you to get in at $415. And then at first exit, Apple must have just came out with bad news in June 27th. I don't know what happened, but you know what I mean? It must have came out something bad, and bam, it hit the flow. It went down to $265 a contract or option. So you lost some money. I'm glad I seen that. Same with Nvidia. You would have lost a little bit of money. You know what I mean? But this is all, you know, signals that if you at work and you get the little alert and you see this Apple from yesterday or 2 days ago, and it told you to get in, you go to your stock trader app, you type in those letters, it's going to pull up the company, Apple, and you look for the strike price, and you look for the call and expiration date. As a matter of fact, I'm about to do that right now. Pause. Okay, this is my Robinhood. I like Robinhood, right? These are some options I'm already in. You see, I got a DraftKings, a 42 call. It expires December 19th. I did that myself because I told you I don't use the option signal app that much, but I can. I still know how. But I've been trading for like 6 years, so I know like the seasonal type of stuff as far as the gambling season is about to happen. Football is about to happen. The NBA, the MLB playoffs. I know people are going to get on these apps. DraftKings, FanDuel. FanDuel is owned by Fluttery. So you just got to type in its stock ticker price. And if you want to use FanDuel to get an option play on there. I've really never traded FanDuel, but that's the only app really I use to gamble on, really. But DraftKings, you see, I'm up. That's right there. I'm up. However much that option cost me, I'm up $115. The other ones, look, I got time on it. One don't expire till January 2026, and Target don't expire till next month because their actual earnings is coming out in next week in the late August. But let me show you how to do this. So you go to this. Go to the little symbol, the magnifying glass, and I said, look for that Apple. We're going to look for that Unity, right? That first one I showed you. You're just going to type in U. And you just go look down. Okay. There it is. It goes stocks and ETFs, that U. It's Unity software, right? And we can just look. You see where it says trade at the bottom? You hit trade. Trade options. And that date, let me hit the little thing. It said Oops, sorry. Oh, if you do that, you can read some, like, it'll tell you reach target sales, stuff like that. Unity, it said buy it at 238, right? And for a 37 call for September 19th. So that's what we're gonna look for. First thing first, you're gonna look for the date, September 19th. Bam. It said a 37 call. I gotta switch the calls. It was on puts. 37 call right there. And remember, I told you that volume to open interest, that OI, it's the same numbers as the option signal app gave you. 98 volume, 3,300 on open interest. And what it's trading, it last traded at $350. Well, it told you to buy it at $238. You see how important that is? You don't want to get into it right now because now it can go down, and you just bought it at a high right now. You know what I mean? You want to see those option signals on time, and you want to buy it when it tells you to at the price. You don't want to be in a rush. And you know what I mean? And you just let me get this off the screen. If you want to buy it, which right now the market is closed, so I don't know what it's gonna let me do. It ain't gonna let me buy it, I know. But another little trick I use is that delta all the way at the bottom. If it's over 40 point, it says 0.60. Just call it a 60 delta or 40 delta or whatever. If it's over 40, it's a decent buy right now. The closer it is to a solid number 1.0, which it never gets to, it can get to a 0.9, whatever. That means it's almost a guarantee that, like, it's got a strong uptrend. But if I hit buy, see, that's and I get one contract. Say I wanted two. Well, it ain't gonna update right now because it's the market's closed. Well, no, it did update. It went to 700. Down at the bottom, estimated cost. I would have to spend $700. That's why I wanted y'all to see. One contract, it says $3.50. But you got to remember, it's 100 contracts in each option. So it's 350 times 100. That's why I just said, just easy math. Just you move the decimal all the way to the right. That's how much it is to cost. Or that's how much it's going to cost you. And then whenever you want to sell it, you know, you can just hit the sell or whatever. But that's how you buy an option. That's the rundown on option signals. As far as looking at the signal, I go back to it real quick. You look at the signal, it tells you when to get into it. I just showed y'all it closed at $3.50 on the on Robinhood, right? So you don't want to buy it. It's too late. You don't want to buy that. It's too late. So when a fresh one come out, a fresh one would come out if you got the app. It'll come out and it'll show you. You just wake up every morning when the market opens at 9:30 a.m. You see what kind of signal it puts out. If it puts out one that quick, it'll usually do it on the scalps first. Because like I said, those are for day traders. These swings, it'll just happen randomly. You know, these leaps, you know, you see the price. That's $1,200. The one under that, and that Arista Network, that's a good company. That's a damn good company. That's $2,000. You know what I mean? Look. It got a sale target. It last booked some profits at $5,300. I'm telling you, that's $3,000. That's $3,300 you just made if you had $2,000 to spend. You know, I told you these leaps are more expensive because, look, it got that one Apple going out to January 15th of 2027 for a 200 call. The reason why it's expensive is, if I hit it, Apple's already over 200. It's trading at $231. So that's called deep in the money. Those are safe. Those are the safest things you can do. That's the safest. These are all safe bets because that Avgo 210 call, Avgo is a good company. It's trading at 306 right now. It's not trading at 210. So you deep in the money on it. But that one contract would have cost you $6,400. But look at it now. It's trading at $11,333 or whatever, some change. That's, I told you to move the decimal. It got a sale target 3 of $13,596. I'm telling y'all, this is how these people make money. It's no secret into investing. Investing's not hard. It tells you right in your face, you know, and this app right here will leave all the guessing out. It's going to take all the guessing out of options. If you don't know nothing about options, you know what I mean? Just rewatch this video. I'm pretty sure I said something that's gonna make sense to you. All you gotta do is when those signals come out, you just go. It's a play. It's the play call. Once again, I'm looking at this Avgo. You're gonna go to like Robinhood or something, and you're gonna go to Avgo. I'm gonna show you. It's AVGO, right? It's AVGO, and it's called the company's really called Broadcom, but this is ticker symbols Avgo. I love this company. Man, short story before I go. I bought I forgot how much the contract cost. It probably cost $500-$600, right? I bought it and made $900 on it. Tell me why I was mad about that. I was mad because I had a headache that day driving my truck, and I was taking a break. And right before the market closed, I'm like, man, I don't think I can make it the next 15 minutes before the market closed. I'm gonna take a nap. I got a headache. Take me a little aspirin, lay down, go to sleep. And I put my option, what you can do on this, I put my option on an auto sell. And I ain't gonna show you how to do that. It's just going too much advanced. But all I did was set the price I wanted to, if it got to, I wanted to just automatically sell it at. You know what I mean? And right before the market closed, it did. And I'm like, oh, all right, bet. I made $900. Whew, because you can lose. You can lose your money. Like I said, I probably spent $600-$700 on that option. I would rather make some money than lose it all. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make it look, a couple of dollars. So I made $900, right? And why? It was his earnings day. It's very important. His earnings went from whatever price it was trading at, and it added $200 in the aftermarket. Like the stock price went up $200 in the aftermarket. Man, you don't know how mad I was. It's very important. Like what I'm saying, like patience, time, and all that. Long story short, I would have made $14,000. I would have made $14,000 on that option play if I wouldn't have sold it automatically because I had a headache and man, you don't know how bad my stomach felt after. I didn't even go to sleep because I sat there and was listening to the radio saying, oh, Avgo is shooting up in the aftermarket. It's up $60. It's up $70. It's up $80. At the end of the day, it was up $200. And then the next morning when the market opened up, it was still going up. Still going up. That's when I seen I could have made $14,000. I was so mad. That happened to me twice. The same company. I got out too early because I'm like, ain't no way this company's going to go up like that again. And it sure did. Avgo is the bomb. But this is how much money you can make in options. This is how much money you worried about going to get a second job or taking vacations and stuff like that. You better learn how to invest. You better learn how to trade because the world is changing where a regular job, as you can see now, is not enough. It's not going to be enough. They probably going to take the jobs away dealing with AI. And guess what Avgo is? An AI tech company, just like NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Meta. All these companies are switching to AI, Google, all this stuff. They are trying to replace human work with automated work, with auto robots work. Tesla's got self-driving cars and semis. I drive a semi, you know what I mean? So everybody's job is at risk. If you don't learn how to trade, I feel sorry for you because even Donald Trump, he gives you play. You can hate him and love him, but he gives you plays every time he opens his mouth. He gives you play. He even tweeted it one day saying, it's a good day to be in the stock market before it shot the hell up. That was back in like June or something. It shot up after he tanked the market when he released those tariffs in April or something. The market just crashed. That's a good buying time when stuff crashes down. That's a good time. If you didn't use option signals no more, that's a good time to get an option call because the market done tanked off like 5, 10, 20%. That's a good time to get in a good company and ride the wave all the way up. That's how you make a hell of a lot of money. This is what these politicians be doing. Oh, man, it's the stock market is legit. This ain't no scheme. It ain't no scam. I use this app. I know it works. You gonna find out it works too. All you gotta do is follow the play.